Hi, Founder fans. Jason here. Welcome to Trivia. And it's Friday. If you're new here, this is Founder of the Day, where usually we talk about we always talk about the American Revolution, but we usually talk about a random American founder or a story you don't usually hear about. But today, no. Today is Friday, and we play trivia. And honestly, most of you who are already here, you know all that. So I'm going to say hi, guys. I am going to move this over here because, as always, I forgot to do one little thing. There you are. Now I can see you. Hi, Misfit. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Matt. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Troy. Hi, Ashley, Ginger, and Ashley. I got to some of you more than once, but that's okay. Welcome to Trivia Night, and we're going to have a blasty blast, so much fun. So, Troy having a brew. I enjoy that. Good. It is. It's trivia. You're supposed to have a brew. So, anyone popping in who has not been here before, here's what we do. We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up, and then we do our trivia cards, and then we do a warm-up with one trivia card, and then we warm up by playing a trivia game together. Then we go back to a bunch of other cards, and then we go back to the master list of American founders, which, by the way, 2 weeks ago we got 152 founders. Last week we got 141. So this week I'm hoping we can get back up to 152. Anyway, let's do a warm-up question, shall we? We're going to do a what the heck happened over here card. This one, and it's hard for you to see. I know I'll hold it a little angled because of my lights. What happened in Blue Licks, Kentucky on August 19th, 1782? And this is up by the Ohio River. It's hard to, of course, hard to see in the card. It's actually outside of the original colonies. What happened in Blue Licks, Kentucky, August 19th, 1782? Man, part of me wishes Jameson was here from the Kentucky History Podcast, who was nice enough to come on the other day, or invite me on his show the other day, and hopefully he's coming on our show soon. Yes. Misfit, and I should note, Misfit, I did have a little mix-up. Your information got your prize got in the mail a little bit late, but it's on its way. So what did happen in Blue Licks, Kentucky on August 19th, 1782? That's almost an entire year after the Revolutionary War. And in Kentucky at the time, that's a really tough question. Probably the Battle of Blue Licks. Yeah, there it is, Troy. I would guess it's a battle called Blue Licks. My shirt underneath is black. It looks blue, but I wore black to make it match. We'll see how that works out. I'm assuming it's something to do with Native Americans. Probably some kind of skirmish between Native Americans who didn't want to acknowledge that the British had lost the war, because most of the Native American tribes, especially on the northwestern frontier, were fighting with the British. So let's see. Loyalist and Indian forces ambushed and killed more than 70 members of the Kentucky militia in the last Revolutionary War battle fought in Kentucky. The surrender at Yorktown a year earlier didn't end the war in the West. British soldiers and Loyalists and their Indian allies continued to fight. Early on August 16th, British soldiers, along with 300 Shawnee and Wyandot warriors under Captain William Caldwell's command, raided American outpost at Bryan's Station, just north of Lexington. After an intense battle, the aggressors were repelled and withdrew. The next day, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Boone and 180 Kentucky militia reinforcements arrived, set off to avenge the attack. On August 19th, the Kentuckians tracked the British force to Licking River, but were surrounded and ambushed, losing 40% of their forces, including Boone's son Israel. The Revolutionary War would soon end, but clashes, of course, between Native Americans and the settlers would continue. Yes, Daniel Boone lost his son. Now, it doesn't say the Battle of Blue Licks in particular, but we can call it that. We'll establish that here for all the historians who have overlooked it. Now we are in charge. That's extremely interesting. I did not know that. Now, I did notice that they raided the outpost at Bryan's Station. That reminds me, we discussed Nancy Ward recently, and I believe it was her, I don't know if it was technically her husband, but she had a child with a gentleman named Bryan. So part of me thinks, maybe there was that guy because he was a traitor out there. I don't know. Literally have nothing to back that up. I'm just, feels right. So, do you guys want to work together on something real quick? Yeah, you do. Okay, let's rock. So, I actually looked up on Sporkle, the website we use to all get together and have a fun time. And if you're just joining us, we're gonna all play trivia together for a little bit, and then we're gonna go back and play against each other, and then we will go back and play trivia together a little bit. Make sure you hit like while you guys are here. Not as many likes as people watching. I appreciate it. It helps us get more people playing. So, they did not actually have a list of signers of the Continental Association. Now, probably not next week, because I want to surprise you guys with these guests, but I will have to print one out so we can go through it, and I'll cross them off as we go. Because the signers of the Continental Association were essentially the delegates to the First Continental Congress. And while there is a strange First Continental Congress game, it's not just a list like we've been playing. So, a little bit disappointed we couldn't do what I wanted to do. Humph. But we're going to name someone else. And I'm going to pop it up, and although I am on ultra low latency, which means you should be just a few seconds behind me. In fact, if I pull it up here, I should probably take a look and double up and check. So we're at 7:04, 12. Okay, I'm about 5 seconds ahead of you, which is better than usual, but I'm going to hit start pretty much right away. So you guys go ahead and start naming. Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? Okay. Presidents of the First Continental Congress. Can you name the presidents of the First Continental Congress, of which I will pull them up above my head? There are 16, although wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There might be some overlapping. And I keep saying First Continental Congress. No. It's just presidents of the Continental Congress. So, on your marks, get set, and go. Give me some names. First Continental, any Continental Congress. President, Matt with the Hancock. Hard to go wrong with a Hancock. Yes. Oh, he's a twofer. That's 2 right there. Ashley with Washington. I'm going to type him in. Oh, it actually popped up in the bottom saying sorry, but no. No, George Washington was a delegate to the Continental Congress. Let's type it. Let's see if Jefferson made it to the top. Nope. Washington would go pretty much right to the war. There is another Virginian in charge, but Washington, when the war started, was not the top Virginian. Much to the war itself is the reason he became the top Virginian. Let's see. Adams was one of the Adamses up there. No siree. John Hancock was essentially the leader of the Massachusetts delegation. Let's get rid of these advertisements. So he really stepped in whenever a Massachusetts delegate seems to have been named, although if we look over here, that's not entirely true. Oh. Although, again, this is all the way down here is in 1788, so this is 15 years worth of presidents. Oh, Troy, we're naming presidents of the Continental Congress. Right now, we've gotten John Hancock. And this is, this is a little bit more challenging than we anticipated. Franklin, did Benny Franks take over the top? No. Ooh, this is a fun one. John Jay, that is a guess and a half, isn't it, Ashley? Well played. Payne, I don't think Payne made it to the top. Carroll's always a good guess. Thanks, Ginger. Nope. Great guess, though, and they really want to sell us things. I should probably, at this point, I'm going to spend the $5 and get the not advertised version, because it's killing me. There's actually other ones behind my head that you can't see. Oh, I missed Madison in there, didn't I? Madison? Nah, he was just kind of a young gun at that point, but Randolph, Troy, that's a guess right there. See, he was the top dog, if I'm not mistaken, at the time, governor of Virginia when they went to the First and then Second Continental Congress. Stockton, a name I just can never seem to spell. No, but that is a great guess because he was there for a substantial portion of it. Oh, just under 4 minutes. We are still good going. Smith, actually, as always, is a good guess. I'll tell you what, if I don't see it, Lee is always a good guess. Richard Henry Lee did take over for a little bit. Great guess, Ginger. And remember these names. We're going to have to repeat pretty much all of them when we do our later one. I don't want to forget them. Reed is a great guess, Misfit. And let's see if it's spelled either way. No. Again, okay, we got 6. Let's see if we can get up to 10. Let's see if we can get to at least 10. We're not even halfway through the time limit. I will give you a small hint when we hit 3 minutes. Okay, we're already at 3 minutes. We're at 2.5 minutes. Sherman, always the leader's maid, never the leader. Roger Sherman was. He never really took over. Great guess, because he was literally always there this entire, well, not the entire time, but most of the time. There it is, Ginger. That was going to be my hint. Lawrence, father of John Lawrence, Henry Lawrence, who would later serve time in the Tower of London before going to assist in the creation of the Treaty of Paris ending the Revolutionary War. And if anyone's popping in late, we're just naming the presidents of the Continental Congress right now. There'll be more trivia after this, and then furthermore after that, more name and founder. So if you have an idea, anyone coming in, you have an idea who might have been the president of the Continental Congress, it is never too late. I'm going to see if I can scroll down a little bit. Nope, because then we can't see the number. Okay, 2 minutes left. It's never too late to guess. Paca, good guess. Now, we are running through a lot of signers of the Declaration, I see, which is not a bad idea because many of these people did sign the Declaration of Independence, though definitely not all of them. The last one is very tough. January to November of 1788. Oh, I guess not. Interesting. They don't have a president after November 1788. I never really considered that last 6 months. They were out of session, though they did come together once. Let's see. We got a Williams. Nope. And a Williams son. Nope. Both nice tries. One from South Carolina is interesting. Excuse me. I'm taking a sip of my water. There are names from South Carolina we get pretty often. St. Clair. There's a guess. That is a great guess. Well done, Ashley. I think it was Ashley. Oh, Troy. Well done with that, Troy. Sherman. I think we tried Sherman. Harrison. There it is. Oh, I thought Harrison was. No, he went home to be governor. That's right. He would return to be governor. Huntington, Matt. You got it. Pendleton. No, that's not the Peyton. Sorry. Walcott. No, we did Williams, I believe. We're at 9. Let's get one more. One of these people would go on to be a Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. That's the best hint I can give. It's a name that comes up almost every time. Elmer? No, I don't think so. A name that comes up almost every time. There are brothers, and one of the brothers, that's a good hint. From South Carolina, there were a pair of brothers. One of the brothers did take over. No, William Whipple, again, kind of a lower level gentleman. Is there a New Hampshire? No, I don't think anyone from New Hampshire actually led the fight there. One person from Connecticut. In Delaware, I think the person from Delaware was Pinckney is always a good guess. If I can spell it right. Now I'm second guessing myself. Pinckney? No, nope. I guess there wasn't a pick. Oh, and we're out of time. Oh, interesting. So I was actually wrong about the hint I was giving. I forgot. It was Henry Middleton. I thought it was John Rutledge. My mistake. Let's see. We missed him. We missed Thomas McKean. Good one. John Hanson is always the one. So when you hear people say, was there another president before George Washington? He's often quoted incorrectly as the first president of the United States because it was while John Hanson was running the show that the Articles of Confederation were officially ratified. Elias Boudinot, lot to talk about him. He was running basically he was helping feed the American prisoners in British prisons. Thomas Mifflin, if you watch The Office and they work at Dunder Mifflin, that's Thomas Mifflin. Nathaniel Gorham would shortly after this attend the Constitutional Convention and run the Committee of the Whole, which when they wanted to debate things amongst the Continental Congress to keep things off the record, George Washington would step down from chairman of the Constitutional Convention, and Nathaniel Gorham would step up. And Nathaniel Gorham arguably oversaw pretty much as much debates over the Constitutional Convention as George Washington did. And blah, blah, blah. I can go on for hours, but did we say Mifflin? Where's their Mifflin? Oh, Troy, you said Mifflin. All right, well, sweet. Then we did get 10. Well, my mistake. Me. Well, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm going to end the show early and go cry myself to sleep. I'm just kidding. I'll wait till the show ends and then cry myself to sleep. So welcome back to me. Let's have a little friendly competition here. I forgot the Dunder part. I wish there was a Dunder. I'm going to put aside the card we already did. Now, if you're just joining us, we just did our little guessing game together. We'll do a bigger guessing game together at the end. Right now, we're going to go through some trivia cards because trivia cards are fun. And we have a variety of cards. I am going to start off with the... There was an office ad earlier. Did it really? I didn't even notice that. I gotta get rid of the ads. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I am, however, sponsored by, and it's on the other screen, Liberty & Co., who I don't mention enough. They are an amazing company. Tyson over there does wonderful things. This is just a sticker of his own logo. There are several Liberty & Co. items in the back behind me. There is a shirt that looks more blue than it actually is on my person because they are super comfortable. Had them for years, and they never wear out when I wash them regularly, and they are just the most unique designs. And if any of you who have won a prize from here, you have received a Liberty Co. prize because they are the sponsors. Tyson sent me a bunch of stuff. This cup, bought on my own way, before I had a YouTube channel, but after I had a site, and I'm gonna use it all the time because it's a nice cup. It's a coffee cup, but I drink water out of it. Anyway, enough plugging Liberty & Co. You guys should go. I think that there's like 90% sure there's a link in the description below. If you like the American Revolution and revolutionary, and you like to buy things, just go there, man. Just go there. Their products are, I don't want to say priceless. They cost money, but you know. So let's do some trivia. I got these cards. I got a bunch of cards. I didn't even look at the one I picked out today. Ooh, the Hardships of War. So this card has 6 questions on it. It's from a game. Liberty & Co. Yes. So far, Liberty & Co. is the only ad we support on this channel. But, you know, if anyone has anything they want to advertise, I will accept money for sponsorships. But I'd actually prefer you guys go to my Patreon page and help support the channel directly because it is people on my Patreon page who support this channel that make it possible for me to actually have real cameras like I do now and do these fancy changing screens. Any hoozle, enough begging for cash. This card has 6 questions on it. 3 of them are for students, probably around ages 7 to 12, and 3 of them are for scholars, aka grown-ups playing the game with students. It is technically a board game, but we're doing the trivia part. Let's get started with a student question. Question number 1, true or false? Okay, you guys should get 50% chance on this one. True or false? More soldiers died from disease in the Revolutionary War than from fighting in the Revolutionary War. I added the phrase Revolutionary War in there twice just to clarify. More soldiers died from disease in the Revolutionary War than from fighting in the Revolutionary War. True or false? I was going to say and or false to be silly, but that wouldn't be fair. That would be a lie. I would be a liar. And I see a lot of trues coming in, and I'm pretty sure, yes, true. And this card actually says almost 10 times more. That's a bold claim. I did not know about that, but I did know people did die of disease more. A lot of people died of heat stroke. I don't know if that counts as a disease, but it happened. And I accidentally just saw the answer to the next question because I do like to play these along with you. But true and or false. True or false. In order to eat, soldiers often pillaged food from farmers. In order to eat, soldiers often pillaged food from farmers. Often is an interesting way to phrase that. True if you add in infection from wounds. Okay, fair. That's a good point, Matt. Like that's why I was like, okay, they must be counting heat stroke as a disease, and infection is definitely a disease. It's a virus. I guess I'm not sciencey enough to know, like, is bacteria and a virus disease? Alright, we got a lot of answers coming in, and yeah, the answer is true. No explanation, just true. Especially during the Forage War in New Jersey. The Continental Army, I know more about the Continental Army than the British Army, obviously. Look at my channel. But they had a lot of trouble getting what they called forage from anyone, especially because farmers who have food were, raising their prices because their clientele were desperate for food. Not something you can go without. Giving Continental money was the same as pillaging. Yeah, paying in the Continental was essentially like pillaging. That's a hilarious joke, Troy. I get it. I'm with you. That's priceless. Question number 3. Were prisoners treated well? Now, this is for this is the like ages 7 to 12 questions. It should be way more specific because were the there are two ways to look at this question. Were the American prisoners treated well in British British prisons, Or were the British prisoners treated well in American prisons? Because those are kind of different answers. I'm seeing some no's coming in. So it says no, thousands died in captivity. Yeah, Ashley, is my question. You see, you're with me here. It says no, thousands died in captivity. The British prison ships were notably harsh. Even the prisons on most prisoners, I shouldn't say most prisoners, a majority of the prisoners went to Manhattan, where they were kept, even if they weren't on a prison ship. The places that they were commandeered, the warehouses that they kept people in, were also terrible. And Michael Troy from the American Revolution podcast, who will be coming on Monday to talk to us about an American founder. Make sure like and subscribe for that. He has a really good episode about prisons. I forget the name of it or the number. But he has a really good episode on his podcast where he goes into depth about how bad the prisons were. And he talks a lot about Elias Boudinot, who was a president of the Continental Congress that we were just talking about, who was the one responsible for feeding the American prisoners in those camps. On the other hand, the British prisoners were, they weren't treated great. They were prisoners, but they were, especially you look at the army captured by Burgoyne at Saratoga. They were marched pretty far, but they were treated reasonably well for prisoners. Though, of course, you can't make... Just to clarify, you can't make a sweeping assessment either way. But it is generally thought that the Americans treated their prisoners better than the British did, because they didn't want to stoop to the British level. One of the big selling points on becoming a patriot was, we're not sinking to the inhumane levels of the British. True, officers were often paroled. That is absolutely true. Officers were paroled, as were sick people and wounded people, although that doesn't really help. But yeah, by all means, not only were officers treated better, but actually the rank of officer mattered a lot too. You look at General Charles Lee was having tea and biscuits with the generals of the British when he was in his prison. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you for adding that, Matt. Yeah. Anyway, and Troy, yeah, you are right that a lot of the prisoners of war were treated, pretty terribly. Anyway, so those are the student ones. Again, anyone popping in, we're just playing trivia. We're asking some trivia questions on the cards here. We're going to go back and stick around for the end where we name all our founders. Kat's back. As you guys know, Kat likes to scare me when she pops in. Doors getting closed by a friendly family member now. A quick question from Ashley. Would Lee be looked upon unfavorably for doing that after the war? Lee was looked upon unfavorably for doing that during the war. Before he was even paroled, people were like, what is he doing? Because Lee was, at that point, I think, second in command when he was captured. I'm not remembering exactly the dates when Artemus Ward left and when he was captured, but he was second or third in command of the Continental Army. And he was only taken because he was being super lazy. Now, I don't like to judge people on this channel, except Charles Lee and Horatio Gates. Those two men earn a lot of judgment, and James Wilkinson. And you've heard me be sensitive to Aaron Burr, okay? So, Charles Lee was being lazy on his way back. He should have continued to evacuate instead of hanging out in the house he was in. And yeah, a lot of people were really questioning his decision-making. And again, Lee would return to command and then go to the Battle of Monmouth. It was Monmouth, where George Washington would publicly yell in his face. So, if you ever want a great view of a prison ship, watch Silas Strong's Parts in Turn. Yeah, actually, Misfit, you're right. Those are a really great interpretation. Not only Silas Strong in Turn, but Woodhull in the prisons in Turn are really great interpretations. Notably, they are interpretations. None of that probably happened. Thank you, Troy, for confirming. When I'm speaking on my toes like this, I have a tendency to say the wrong battle and move on. So thank you for confirming that. No, fair. Lee didn't turn traitor. Though, side note, if you want to play, you ever want to play an American Revolution themed video game? There are many out there, but like modern games, Assassin's Creed 3 is an interesting game that takes a lot of historical liberties. But Lee is one of the bad guys in that show, in that video game, as a secret traitor. Again, that's a video game, that's not real. Though in that game, you do get to command troops at the Battle of Lexington and Concord. So it's the long game, and there's a lot to it, but it's, from my perspective, worth it for that one thing. Anywho, you guys are here for trivia. Let's ask another question, shall we? I'm going to move up to scholar here, which means grown up. Very little fighting occurred during what season? So, not a lot to say on that. What season? They mean like season of the year. So you have a 25% chance of naming the right season. Although, from my perspective, autumn and fall are both answers you could give. I'm seeing a lot of winter come in, and yeah, winter, bad weather made it difficult. Great, thanks a lot. That's why they go into winter quarters at Valley Forge, or winter quarters at Morristown, or winter quarters wherever the British were. Who cares, right? No, I'm sorry, because I do believe there are some British people watching the show, and I'm being silly, of course. We like to look at things as objectively as possible here. Yes, in wintertime, it was snowing, and it was cold. They had to eat their boots instead. Okay, that's the answer, not the question. Ruined it for myself. Question number 2 for scholars. Why did many wounded soldiers die after surgery? Okay. Why did many soldiers die after surgery? And anyone just popping in, we're just asking some trivia questions, having some fun, fixing my hair, and then we are going to all work together to name a whole ton of founders at the end. Why did many soldiers die? Oh, there's some... Brandon the Redcoat hated that game, though he would have a stroke playing it. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure who Brandon the Redcoat is, but I'm sure Redcoats don't like that game. A lot of them go. That's why Washington's attack on Trenton was such a big surprise, right? Yes, that is a good point. Though, to be... kind of. So, just to remind you, winter technically doesn't start until 3 days before Christmas. Winter is the last few days. I know it gets cold earlier in the year. It gets cold in like November, late November for many of us. For me, it gets cold in October and snows until March and April and sometimes May. But it gets cold in December, of course. But winter doesn't really start until January, February, March. So they go into winter quarters at different times every year. The Germans should have known that the Americans were coming, and it was more of a surprise that it was on Christmas than that they should have been in winter quarters, because the British would have known, okay, we're going into winter quarters, everyone. Hey, British, you going into winter quarters? Yeah, you? Okay, cool, we'll put it on hold. There are exceptions to that, of course, like the Forge War, a lot of that was during winter. Notably, the invasion of Quebec took place during winter. I believe it was New Year's Eve that they kicked in the doors of Quebec. Oh yes, and the correct answer is infections. The question again was, why did many wounded soldiers die after surgery? And yes, the answer is infection. And Ashley, also, it actually says medical tools were not disinfected. Yeah, so they would just pass around the infections, essentially. All right, cut off this limb. Next, cut off this limb. You're not going to wash that? No. Anyhoozle. Yes. Last question for the scholar round. And this is a little bit of a lengthy one. Over 2,000 colonial soldiers died from hunger and disease during one terrible winter while camped on the shores of the Schuylkill River. Where was this encampment? What was the very famous encampment that so many people died of hunger and disease? Now, I'm not sure if that's called the Schuylkill River. See, I pronounced the name Schuyler as Schuler for a very long time, and it wasn't until I lived in Albany, New York, where the residents were like, no, you're saying it wrong. We've lived here our whole lives, that I learned to pronounce it correct. And I'm seeing answers come in, and yes, the answer is Valley Forge. And Matt, I don't know if you're saying bye because you're leaving, but see ya, thanks for coming, or no, the answer is Valley Forge. Yeah, and also I don't know if it's Scoilkill. I don't know if it's the same. Skookill. There it is, Matt. Skookill. Skookill. Is it? Okay, well, okay. Sorry. I am not going to remember that. You're going to have to remind me every single time for a while. I assumed it was a typo. How could you leave before we do our big founders list? Now that is this card. I wonder how terrible that sounded on the mic. Sorry about that. I thought it would be fun for a second there. So, we're going to go over here to our next trivia card. We are going to ask, these now, as a reminder, are these are Constitution questions, these cards. So this is the only question that might not be related directly to the American Revolution itself. They are instead very specifically to the U.S. Constitution. So come with me now on an adventure through the history of the whatever. Constitution. The question is, can a state set term limits for its U.S. senators? Can a state set term limits for its U.S. senators? Now, I like to capitalize the word state. I have a tendency to do what the founders did and capitalize most nouns. I know that's off-putting for some people and technically not right in modern English, but they also don't capitalize senators here. And, you know, senator is a very particular job. You are a senator, blah, blah, blah. It's a name. Okay, we got answers coming in. Ginger saying no. Troy, gonna guess no. Matt, no. Ashley, no. I am also going to go with no. If I'm not mistaken, there was at least one state that attempted to set a term limit, and it went to the Supreme Court and was overruled as unconstitutional because the Constitution doesn't have term limits, despite the fact that the states are supposed to choose their representatives. So, no, the Constitution, which defines the qualifications of serving in the Senate, sets no term limits. The Supreme Court, in U.S. Term Limits versus Thornton, 1995, rejected an Arkansas constitutional amendment that limited senators from Arkansas to 2 terms. The Supreme Court observed that qualifications for membership in Congress was determined by the Constitution, could not be limited by the states. Ashley with the uptick. Me and Ginger just taking our best shot. My mistake. Ginger also said no. I only started being silly halfway through reading the answers. Sorry, Ginger. I'll be silly for you next time. Brandon Fishala. Brandon the Redcoat. He's a reenactor. Oh, he's got a channel with, like, a lot more subscribers than I have, if I'm not mistaken. I think I do know who you're talking about, Misfit. I think I do know who you're talking about. I should reach out to him, see if he wants to come hang out. Can a state set term limits for its senators? 9. All right, we're doing our last card. Anyone just joining us, we're doing some trivia cards, and then we're going to step up and do our massive list of American founders where we throw names all over the place. And this is another What Happened Here card. You can't really see it. It is pointing at Boston, Massachusetts, and it says, what happened here? Boston, Massachusetts, March 5th, 1770. What happened in Boston, Massachusetts on March 5th, 1770, March 5th, Boston, Massachusetts. What happened? It's got quite an answer. This is a good one. One of you guys should know this. Most of you should know this. I'm not good with dates. No one's good with dates. I understand that. But Boston, March of 1770. A big old thing. I'm seeing answers coming in. Troy, massacre. Actually, Boston Massacre, Paul Revere Misfit, Boston Massacre. Anyone else? Troy, more of a riot. Well, that riot has a name, and the name is Boston Massacre. And it's got a lot on here. killed a bunch of people, including Crispus Attucks, blah, blah, blah. March 5th, 1770, the one and only Boston Massacre. That was a lot of fun. Now, we're going to step back to the big board. Anyone just coming in, you're coming in time. Because we're about to join ourselves as a team, see how many American revolutionaries we can name. Now, I am going to shrink myself here, down here. Big thanks to our sponsor in the corner, Liberty & Co. I'm going to pop over here to this, and I'm going to remind us of what we're doing. We are naming it basically as many American founders as we can, but it's specifically the legislative branch during the Revolution. Now, it's not every member of the Continental Congress, sure wish it was, but it is every delegate to the First Continental Congress, anyone who signed anything important like the Declaration, Articles of Confederation, or Constitution, and any members of the First Congress, so anyone in the First House of Representatives or the First United States Senate, 1789. Let's get to it. Now, before I even hit start, again, start naming founders, because I am about 5 seconds ahead of you, and that 5 seconds matters in the end every single time. I am bouncing around a little bit. I'm a little choppy. You guys want to start by naming the big six? You guys remember the big six? Let's see. Whoa, we're starting. All right. No, whoa. I didn't mean whoa. I meant, come on, bring it on. Let's do it. Let's see. Lee is 3 correct answers. Bartlett has 2 T's. Technically 3 T's, Matt. Every week. Franklin, Jefferson, Adams, that's right, Misfit. We got to get him out of the way or we're going to forget. Carroll, Matt, that's Whipple, I think you're going for. I am going to type Whipper just for you, but no, it did not work. Morris, don't want to forget Morris. Franklin, where did Franklin? Let's go. Paca, they're coming in. Hamilton, I think I did Whipple, but we'll do it again. Washington, don't want to forget Washington. Stone, you guys are going too fast. Madison, Harrison, Hosmer, Monroe, Thornton, St. Clair, Gwinnett, Sherman, Smith, Folsom, Hancock, Floyd, Stockton, there he is, Lovell, Hayward, Jay, good job, Ash, you don't forget him, Payne, Pendleton, Hooper, Rutledge, Gary, Thompson with no P, Clymer, J, I think we did, Hopkins, Lee, we got Lee already, Livingston, Ellery, Hall, Sherman, did we do Sherman yet? A good start, we're already up to 55 and we're a minute and a half in. Now, just as a reminder, last week we got 41, and 141, and the week before we got 142. Mifflin, Gary, did we do Gary? I think we did. That's all right. Say him twice, better than none. It's better to say twice than none. Williamson, Ashley, you like that hint I gave you, huh? It's working. Huntington, Morton, yeah. Woo! We are rocking through this. Hopkins, we did, but Hopkins' son, that's the question. Wolcott, I didn't miss that. Williams, I think we did. Yep. Ellery, he's a favorite today. We got him a few times. Johnston. We got John Stun. Johnson, there it is, Misfit. Thank you. Livingston, I think we did. Pinckney. McKean, good one. Matthews with no, is there a Matthews with 2 T's? Nope. Okay, just checking. I always like to check. I don't know why. No matter how many times I'm wrong, I want to keep going. Rush, don't want to forget the good doctor. Stockton, I believe we did. Yep, got him. Drayton. Oh, is there the same name but missing one of those letters? Marchant, I believe it's pronounced Penn. Witherspoon, again, Drayton, minus one of those letters. Wolcott, we must have already done. Dickinson, he's super important. Don't forget him. Look, right up top. Dewar, Dayton, there it is. Thank you, Ashley. Or Misfit, I apologize. With, not wife. J, yeah, we got J. Good. Don't want to miss John J. JJ. Okay. Rocking through. Oh, Penn. Did we do Penn? Yeah, I think we just did Penn. Ooh, Lynch. Don't want to forget Lynch. Oh, Morris. I think we got Morris. Yep. All right, 85. We're killing it today. Middleton, an early, as we learned today, president of the Continental Congress. Technically, first president of the Second Continental Congress, Clark Chase, while they waited for Pendleton, who was sick, to get better. Let's see, Gwinnett. I think we did Gwinnett. Did we do Jefferson? We gotta get Jefferson. Come on. Yeah, we did. All right, good. Good. 89. All right. Just like 150 more to go. Drayton. I think we did Drayton, Troy. Excuse me. Yeah, we did, because I was giving Misfit those hints. Okay. Who we got? Do you want me to scroll through a little bit? We got some declaration signers left. I'm going to keep popping over so I don't miss anyone who types anything. Blair. Good one. John Blair, right there on the screen. Henry. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got the Lees. We got Monroe. Wentworth. Okay, any other Worths, Troy? King we got. Carroll. Must have already done him. Muhlenberg. Can't spell it. Definitely not a bird. Pinckney. Pinckney. We must have already done Pinckney. Taylor. Phew. Thornton. Good one. Matthew Thornton. Oh, Hughes. Good one. Harvey. Great. Right there he is. Clymer. Oh. Computer's slowing down a little bit. Fitzsimmons, which is, I spelled wrong. Did I? Nope. Okay. That's how you spell it. Good job, Ashley. I think that's one of the only names where if you spell it wrong, it gives it to you anyway. 102. All right, we're flying through, but we don't want to get cocky now. I mean, it's fun to be cocky, but we don't want to be. Let's see, we scroll through. Oh, Massachusetts. Right, we got a bunch of people from Massachusetts, but there's a lot of people we don't have from Massachusetts. Also, over my head, New York. We're doing pretty good in New York. Oh, South Carolina. Woo! We are rocking through South Carolina. Wasn't there a Reed or a Reed? I will give it to you. Is R-E-E-D and R-E-A-D. But thank you for saying Reed twice. Two of the three spellings of Reed are right. Thatcher. I can't spell it. Okay. Houston is one. And then there's Houston with two U's. So I'm gonna help you out there. I'm gonna help the team out. Skylar, I said Skylar a lot tonight. I'm glad you remembered. Spate. Richard Dobbs Spate. Great name. And I'm a little, if I move too fast down here, it loses me a little bit. But that's because I'm on ultra low latency. So you and I are as close as possible to exactly the same time. I'm just a little itsy bitsy few seconds ahead. King. I think we did do King. Great estimation, Troy. We're at 109. So, we have lots of time left. Again, don't want to get cocky, but say a name, even if you think we've already said it. Collins, good one. Mifflin, I think we did it, yeah. Even if you think we said it, say it again. Anyone just jumping in, we are naming all the founders who participated in the legislative branch of the American founding, including the first Congress. Oh, Lansing and Yates. Thank you for the 2 New York Anti-Federalists. And I'm going to give you a real quick whoop, whoop, whoop. John Lansing is today's founder of the day. Ashley, coming through. I'm going to keep typing. I will contact you off the side or wherever it is. Well, we'll figure out your prize this week. See which ones you've already received and get you one you have not. Yates, Chase. Must have done Chase. I think I did Yates. Armstrong. Sinnixon. Stone. Must have done Stone. Yeah, Ashley and Misfit have been really coming through the last several weeks, kind of alternating each week with the founder day. I'm thinking about doing another. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas of how to give out the prizes, let me know, because, well, it's hard to say you can't win 2 weeks in a row when, like, I already made a thing of the founder and there's nothing we can do. Any other founders? Anyone popping in? We're naming founders. Naming founders. Baldwin. Butler. Great. Okay, 115. Now we're almost halfway through here. We had 152 as our record. We want to beat last week's 151. Ellsworth. Did I spell right? Yes. So there's Wentworth and Ellsworth. And there's another Worth. But if I'm being honest, I don't even remember what it is. Is it Wadsworth? There it is. Nailed it. Thank you, Troy. I knew there was at least 3 Worths somewhere in there. Bar. Good one. Nope, nope. And you know what? It is behind my head. I'm going to scroll down just a bit because I wanted to point out that we named Dickinson, and it's not just John Dickinson. It's Philemon Dickinson also. I see Pendleton coming in. I think we got that. Yeah. So Philemon Dickinson is brother of John Dickinson, who was a leader in the New Jersey militia and was very notable in the Forage Wars. The worst reminded me. Yeah, I tried. Oh, thank you, Matt. You know I like Nathaniel Gorham. Was just saying that. President of the Continental Congress. Ooh, Lawrence. Another. It is a right answer if I spell right. Another president of the Continental Congress. White. Huntington. Nope. We must have already done Huntington because he was a president of the Continental Congress. Black. Ooh, the absence of color. Nope, there is no black, I guess. Montgomery is a great guess, Ginger, but no. Boudinot, another president of the... Now you're paying attention to the presidents we named before. As opposed to last week where we forgot many of the people from the first game. Brown was correct. Madison... Must have already done. Probably did him early when we were doing the big 6 with bet. Take a sip of water. Montgomery, Ginger. General Montgomery died early in the war and never actually served in a legislative capacity, other than briefly before the war in the New York State Colonial Assembly. Blount. Football players. There we go. St. Clair. I think we got him. Yeah. St. Clair. He's a really interesting life. I should do an episode on St. Clair. I don't know if I have yet. Really super interesting, fairly controversial figure. Hanson, president of the Continental Congress. Something Hanson. John Hanson, I think. I think John Hanson actually was instrumental in having Virginia cede much of the land it won in the Northwest under George Rogers Clark. He helped get them to cede that land to the Continental Congress. And that was necessary for Maryland to agree to sign the Articles of Confederation and therefore create the first government of the United States. And then shortly thereafter, much because of his role in that discussion, Hanson was chosen as a moderating figure to oversee the Continental Congress. Though again, president of the first Continental Congress wasn't that great a position. Tucker, Thomas Tudor Tucker, at least one Tucker. Being president of the... And anyone just joining us, we're naming founders who helped participate in the legislative part of creating the United States. Henry. Yeah, no E. Well, one E. No second E. Walton. There he is. Any other Walls from Connecticut? And yes, that is how I still spell Connecticut. To this day, I remember it is called Connecticut. Thank you, third grade teacher whose name escapes me. Longworthy. Jennifer. Now, Matt, Jennifer has one N. Man, I'm really calling you out on the spelling. I'm sorry to do that to you today. You're getting all these really great names, and they are hard to spell. I've misspelled them plenty of times. Scudder, that's how I remember. Yes, Nathaniel Scudder, the doctor who died at war. Izzard of the Izzard family. Jennifer is, I don't know why there's one N. Doesn't make sense. We're just going to try and explain it away, but there is no explanation. It's just very strange. Anyone popping in? We're naming American founders. And you guys who keep playing, I know I keep repeating myself, but I've noticed a lot of people come in and then leave real quick while we're doing these, and I can see how someone would pop in right now and be a little bit lost at what we're doing. Van Dyke. Interesting name. I should look that up. Just Dyke? Are you guys playing together? Naming really obscure people simultaneously. That's alright, I like it. Thank you for getting Silas Dean, Ginger. Close to my heart. And if you've never read Unlikely Allies, I can't recommend it enough. It is an amazing book. Too Good to Be True. Zubly? Nope, they kicked him out. Trumbull before he could sign anything. Not that he wanted to sign anything. That's why they kicked him out. Well, not specifically because he wouldn't sign anything, but he was, not being cool about the whole throwing off the government thing. Ginger and anyone else who's listening, Unlikely Allies, just an unbelievable book. Too insane to be true, but it is true, I assure you. Yeah, nope, you spelled it backwards. I will still take it. I will make this happen for you, Ashley. Thank you. Wasn't there a Dana? There was. His name was Francis. Francis Dana. He would be the first minister to Russia, though Russia would not recognize him. But while he was in Russia, his secretary was a young, 15-year-old John Quincy Adams. And while they were there, they would watch Napoleon march the... Nope, I take that back. That's a lie. I confused him with... was it King? Maybe it was King. I forget. Okay, I'm confusing him with someone. Now, Floyd, we did. Lloyd? No. Okay, that's a good guess. Great surprise ending. Did you read it, Matt? Yeah. It's yes. Yes. Lewis, that is at least one, if not two. Gadsden, great name. We love that flag. Otis, there's got to be an Otis there. Absolutely. Is there? Sedgwick, who we were just talking about recently. I think when we were talking about, someone asked about. Sedgwick played an important role in helping not even end slavery in Massachusetts, but point out that slavery had already been ended in the Constitution, as did Cushing. Holton. No, but there is a Holden. No, isn't Holton? Oh, okay, yes. Holt, N-E-N. Good job, Ashley. Smith, I think we did the easy one. Sullivan, yes. Don't forget John Sullivan. Whipple, we must have already done, even if I spell it right. Rodney, yes. Another great midnight ride. Probably the best midnight ride. Stone, we must have already got. We're 144. Okay, so we beat last week. We got 4 minutes left. We are 8 shy of our record of 152. Can we get 9 more? I would like to see us get 10 more. 4 minutes. I think we can do it. Lovell. Oh, great name. Lovell. Yes, when in doubt, Smith. Chase. I think we got Chase. Lovell. That didn't work. Oh, you know what? Oh, did Love work? Oh, Low worked because I was typing Lowell. Okay, well, there you go. Gave you Low. Stark. No, I don't believe he really ever participated in a legislative branch. It was questionable if John Stark was even... okay, I understand he may not have been very literate, which would have hampered him. He was literate to a degree, especially later in his life, but it would have certainly hampered him, his ability to read. Clayton, great one. Muhlenberg, I think we did. It's with an E. I think we got it. All right, we got to get 6 more. We got 3 minutes. At this rate, we're going to come in 1 shy. Or 2 shy. And I'm even thinking, let me see if I can give you hints. Telfair, good one. Again, any signers of the Declaration of Independence would count. Let's see, do we miss any signers here? North Carolina. Galloway. Yes, Mr. Galloway wasn't here to give us his ancestor. Okay, we're close. I'm looking for hints I can give you. Declaration. We got most of the Declaration signers. Article signer from Georgia. Football players. Matt Troy. who knew the running backs? Matthews. I think we got Matthews. Hudson. That's right. There's one. Great answer. Running backs was really great for a while there. Fantasy Star. I don't want to give you too many hints, but I really want to get it. When you take children into your home who are not yours for a limited time from the state. Bloodworth, good one. With, I think we got with. 2 more. Adopt. No. Foster. Troy. There it is. Whammy. Okay, can we get 1 more and break our record? Thank you, Troy. Arian Foster was a football player, but my hint for Arian is from a different time period and not cool. Everyone got Foster. All right, that was a very good hint. Constitutional Convention delegate, President pro tempore in the first Congress. That's not as easy as I think it is. Let's see, what do we see? Okay, we got Kling. I think we got Klingon. Oh, Jackson. There it is. Ooh, there were 2 Jacksons. Bannister. Oh, here we go. Blair. Did we get Blair with an E? No, we must have gotten Blair already. All right. Can we get 60? Can we get 5 more? No, that's a big guess. Let's try 3 more. 3 more in a minute. Looking for hints. J managers. Looking for hints. Having a lot of trouble because a lot of First Continental Congress delegates and congressmen in the First Congress. Harris. As in Franco. Franco Harris. No. Davis. That's a great guess. Newman. Alfred E. Newman. How dare you, Matt? You know what? How dare you? Thomas. Moore. Okay. Oh, Moore. Nailed it. Okay. Thompson with a P. Nope. Clark. Constitutional Convention delegate who left without signing. Clark, I think we got. Robinson? Nope. Right. Oh, it was Troy. Oh, Nelson? Sorry, Matt and Troy, for confusing you. Very good joke, Troy. Thanks for no jokes, Matt. Oh, Sutton. Did I get it? Nope. Oh, no. And I'm out. And you guys are still going for another few seconds. That's okay. 157. It's a new record. 65%. That's a lot of people. That is a fantastic job. Ooh, we missed Randolph. That's one we usually get. Running back for the Steelers. Dalton. Yes, Dalton. The Biddles is probably at least 2. James, we missed the Randolphs. That's a bunch of them. We got to remember Randolphs next week. William Grayson, I just personally like him a lot as an anti-federalist I wrote about. Wilson, James Wilson, one of the most important, not only a signer of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, but one of the best legal minds of the Revolutionary period. Let's see. We got a lot of Massachusetts. James Duane, First Continental Congress. Alsop. Oh, another Lawrence. I honestly forgot. When we do Lawrence, we also have to do Lawrence. Lawrence and Lawrence. For next time. Oh, the Rensselaers. That's a good one, but there's only one of them on this particular list. We did great with South Carolina. Woo! How many of you are from South Carolina? Because we only missed 3 names. And I thought someone said Sumter. Maybe not. That might have been from the last one. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I misspelled it and screwed everything up. Oh, Elmer we did for the last one and forgot this time. There's always a few names that we do in the first one, but it's fun this way. We're gonna keep doing it for a while. Dyer, Luther Martin, a big anti-federalist, went to the First Continental Congress. Wow, we did really good on Connecticut too. We only missed 2 people above my head over here. Sturgis, like the motorcycle rally, and Dyer. Eliphalet Dyer. Great name. Pittsburgh tied the game up. And I thought we did Davy. Or was that the last time too? We did Davis on several occasions. I may have misread what you typed, or maybe I didn't. Forgot Broom this time. I forgot to tell you guys to type about objects. Gunning Bedford we usually get. And this is going to happen every time. And this is the most frustrating part. Again, before I started Founder of the Day, I used to play this all the time. And the frustrating part is this. I thought someone said Langworthy too. I'm going to go back up. I know someone said Langworthy. But I typed in every... Ashley, you said Langworthy. Okay, so we're going to count that. We're going to add that and make it 50. What do we get? Oh my god, there's so many names. 158. I'm counting it. We did get to 158. Progress with the smaller names and regress with the bigger names. Yeah, exactly, because we're thinking of like, all right, who's really obscure? Again, looking at this list, you can see why I started Founder of the Day. There are so many names. Oh, Gunn. See, if we do... Okay, Gunning, Bedford, Gunn. Gilman family was important, but not that important. John Langdon, that's tough because we got Sullivan, and he kind of, in a way, goes ham in hand with John Sullivan. But I mean, all in all, like, look at all the blue on here. We really rocked through this. I'm really proud of us. We're doing great. I give it one more month. One more month, and we get 243 names. Imagine that. I'm going to pop me back up here. And what do you know? We are hitting just at an hour and 1 minute. We are really getting good at timing this. And by we, I mean all of us. But, I'm running the show. Proud of myself this time. Thank you guys for playing. Ashley said it. Good job, everyone. This is a lot of fun. I don't usually say this, but if you guys, first of all, I'll sit up straight. Again, I start leaning back as we're playing. If you guys knew anyone who might like this channel, please feel free to share on any social media or anything. I should be saying that with every video, but like, I don't like to be pushy. Hitting like and having subscribed is enough for me, really. But if you did want to take the time and share it somewhere, please, by all means, because then we can have some more people helping us name these names, and we can get all of them. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the channel. So I am going to call for the night. Of course, on Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock, not 12:15. I've made it the last few weeks. So long as animals don't invade my house, we will be having study hall on Sunday at noon. I'm going to take one day off on Saturday. That's tomorrow. And then Monday, I'm super excited because I should have mentioned this off the top, but I am going to start primarily doing live videos, at least testing it out. I did test this out once a while back. Unfortunately, people who mostly watch the pre-recorded videos might not get it advertised them via YouTube, so definitely subscribe, remind people to hit the notification bell so they know when they come out. But yeah, thanks. See you next Friday, Troy. Again, but 8:15 I'm going to start going live, and well, they will be recorded. You can watch these videos later. The Monday, I'm interviewing live Michael Troy from the Amrev podcast. So I did the experiment with Jesse that I pre-recorded to make sure everything went well and put that on Monday. I hope you like that. I've learned from that a lot too, and I am going to really try and do my best to make it perfect for you with Michael Troy. We are specifically discussing one founder, but if you come live, you can obviously ask questions. I can't guarantee I will ask Michael all of the questions, but I will be watching, so if you do have a question that comes up along the way, it'll be fun. Great, Troy. Thank you. I'm excited. Again, should be shorter than this because it is a Monday, but again, it's first time going live with an interview, so who knows how long it will be. Ashley, it's 8:15. I release all my videos other than Sundays at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. So 8:15, instead of, usually I sit down on my computer and record a video at like 6 or 6:30, and then have to just cut off the beginning and end, and then I upload it to the computer, or download it to the computer, and then upload it to Facebook, to YouTube, and it's like, takes me an hour and a half to do something I'm just doing in one take anyway. So it'll save me a ton of time, and hopefully it'll be fun. You do leave comments. I appreciate that. Many of you leave comments from fairly frequently. Literally all of the interaction you guys give me, I appreciate with all my heart, because it just builds the channel, helps get more people hanging out talking about the American Revolution. So thank you guys. I am going to get out of here. I'm going over the stop streaming button. I'm also learning how to use hotkeys, so instead of using my mouse, I can just hit buttons. I'll figure that out. Either way, how do we sign off on Fridays? John Adams, Peacefield. Guys, you're the best. Peace.